This is the MY18 WRX, the latest version of Subaru's famous rally car for the road. But in the year that it turns 25, the question is, has Japan's wild child finally grown up? The WRX's cult status was really forged on the dirt and tarmac stages of the World Rally Championship. With the help of British motorsport specialist ProDrive, the Impreza dominated the sport in the mid-1990s. It also made a household name of several drivers, not the least of which one Colin McRae, who won the driver's title in 1995. Subaru would prefer to put a full stop on its history right there. Unfortunately, the WRX also became notorious as a popular getaway car for crims, who found its turbocharged power and all-wheel drive traction the perfect combination for outrunning V8-powered Commodore cop cars. The WRX, however, has been less successful escaping its boy racer tag, while a raft of multi-talented hot hatches, led by the formidable Volkswagen Golf GTI, have started to question its place in the modern era of performance motoring. So can the fourth generation model's first major upgrade further boost Subaru's attempts to broaden the appeal of the model known affectionately as the Rex? There are plenty of changes for MY18, though mechanical modifications are limited, so traditional WRX driving flaws do remain. Road noise is still fairly intrusive, as you can probably hear. The gear shift is, well, still notchy and a bit rubbery, and the unchanged engine is still fairly laggy down low, and it never feels truly relaxed. Subaru says it has revised the suspension. Regardless, the WRX's ride remains stubbornly firm. And that WRX badge on the back, well, that still seems to be a coded invitation to other motorists to give you a race in traffic. And that's just a little bit tiring when you're simply trying to commute to work. The WRX also remains a sedan-only offering, ignoring the sensible wagon and hatch body styles of the past. However, the MY18 update is further proof that Subaru is trying to increase the WRX's sophistication elsewhere. Revised headlights now incorporate indicators, as well as projector lamps that can peer around corners. The fog lights are now LEDs. Side mirrors adopt heating, and there are even now automatic wipers. Fancy that. And great news for keen drivers who are also keen cyclists or skiers. Even roof carrier brackets have been fitted. Cabin tweaks are subtle. The main change is a widening and sharpening of the dashtop multifunction instrument display, which continues to include features such as boost gauge. Subaru says it has worked on interior finishes, though it doesn't come close to catching up with the upgraded ambience of the latest Impreza's interior. There's no smartphone mirroring technology or even navigation. And even if you pay extra for the higher spec premium model, a suite of driver aids are available only with the optional CVT transmission. Fortunately, for a car whose nickname makes it sound like a dog, the Rex becomes a driver's best friend when it's let off the leash. So no changes to the 2-litre boxer engine that debuted in 2014. But there's so much to love about this Rex engine. It's not quite as linear in its power delivery as other modern turbocharged engines. Much more of a classic forced induction approach. Wait for those turbine blades to come on song, and then when you do, about 2.5 to 3,000 RPM, foot to the floor, and just this wonderful, addictive mid-range thrust. And I really do mean addictive, because you just want to prod the throttle, accelerate, jump off the accelerator, go again. There's also the dramatic whooshes from the wastegate as it tries to keep a lid on boost control. Very classic WRX sound. And that turbo torque, of course, is aligned beautifully with all-wheel drive traction. Tip it in, on the gas early. You don't have to be as patient with the throttle as you would be in a front drive hot hatch. yes, the 6-speed manual isn't perfect in its operation, but you shouldn't miss a shift, even in hard driving, and it's infinitely preferable to the CVT Auto, which just dulls performance. And it's just the kind of transmission that I think is great for efficiency, but doesn't really belong in a performance car. And really a manual, I don't know, it just suits the WRX. So there's a car that there's no multiple chassis steering settings, it's just a single suspension tune, it's 3 pedals, a steering wheel, a stick shift. It's just pure and simple. Love it. The MY18 WRX is unlikely to start converting Golf GTI buyers, or those who are looking for a higher level of refinement or greater interior sophistication. It's still a bit of a rough diamond, but there's a lot to be said for the immense raw appeal that it brings with its simple, old-school approach to performance. And at $39,240, with a price tag that's barely grown up over the original model, the WRX still has something we hope it will never lose: immense bang for your buck.